There we are.
Hello?
How to do?
Oh man. Sorry, I'm so tired. I've been in such a rush. I've been spending so much of my time playing the new fucking hit Concord.
You've been crushing it on Concord so
Oh,
much.
dude, I'm hanging out with
remember.
Concord
I remember
every day.
yeah, those days of when it's like, man, hey, we're podcasting. Stop getting distracted because you've got your Concord game running right now.
Yeah, I'm Concord maxing on my other monitor right now.
You've got it minimized on the other screen. I can tell. I can tell when you're Concorded.
Yeah, dude, dude.
When you're cord nutting, I can tell when you're cord nutting, bro. We got a podcast.
I want to say that Steam charts on the Steam database is like
a godsend, a blessing.
It is legitimately like important because when you want to talk about any game and you're like, did that, like, because you remember having to like pull up an EGM and then you'd get the NDP sales statistics for a game and then they'd be like, by the way, this doesn't include Walmart.
Sure. Yes, exactly.
And you'd be like, oh, cool. So this is a completely fucking useless number.
These numbers don't exist. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah. It's pretty impressive, man, in a world where you can log in and be like, hey, how's it going? Or if someone's arguing with you about Concord, for example, and then you can check and verify and see that they are one of 600 people that is playing the new hit. 700, excuse me. I miss.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you actually mean 254?
Okay, are we talking about currently, or are we talking about like at the launch?
I mean,
peak?
I'm talking about right this second, right now.
Oh, okay. Because hey, let me pull out. There we go. I whipped out the calc because yeah, I overestimated or underestimated that by 1/7. But if we're going by, it's 250 right now.
Yeah, 254.
Okay. And it cost
8 years. How much did Concord? How much did Concord cost?
Let's see.
Oh, it's trying to tell me about the plane.
Okay, so we can go by. Yeah, that's 365. You can go over there. Okay, so
oh, somebody already did the math. It's $214,000 per player.
I thought I saw. Okay,
that's by a YouTuber named Smash JT.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I was like carry the two. Yeah. Okay, it's pretty impressive.
And that's from the peak. Right now, it's probably up to nearly $500,000 per player.
I mean, so this is a game that started development when Overwatch dropped, right? 8 years ago. Yeah. And it's kind of wild because, like, it's dropping, but also, like, Helldivers continues to exist. And there's been recent, and so like that's the current Sony thing that has way more attention, of course. But like in terms of recent flops, I was looking at the like an article that was kind of describing that like Kill the Justice League was like one of the biggest losses.
Yeah, man.
You know, it cost like 220 million or something crazy, and then you know the overall the metrics on that were looking like that would be like the biggest loss leader. But that still had some 14 or 15K players when it launched, you know?
So
this game had a beta, had a free beta, which had it said like 2,000 or so. But the full, I guess not even full price because it's $40, but still the priced version of the game, has launched with a lower number than anything in recent memory.
There's so much going on here, right? So the first thing, the iceberg ahead warning was they had an open beta. Sorry, no, they had a closed beta that you needed PlayStation Plus to play, right? And that topped out around 2,000-3,000, right? Then they had an open beta the following week and that topped out around 1,000. And that was the fucking warning sign, because it means the people who didn't eat the people who played the first one didn't even come back to play the open one. And also, like, this is freely accessible and nobody's interested.
I think as well that we always forget about the secret hidden metric, which is we can call this the Babylon's Fall number, right?
Yeah.
Which is whatever that insanely low Steam number is, concurrent player number is, how many of those are reviewers, Let's Players, and people gawking at the state of the game, as opposed to actually having to try a genuine match, you know? How many of that is people that have Let's Play channels that are jumping in to record all their footage and see what's happening with the low population? You know?
Judging by the player numbers right now compared to a couple days ago, I'm going to say about 50%.
Okay. So let's
like,
you know what?
Like, we were at 600-ish and now we're 200, so maybe like 400 people.
I coined this Babylon's Razor.
Oh yeah.
Babylon's Razor slices that low number even lower because half the people are just there to record and film the spectacle.
So there's like a whole I want to say who was it? It was I fucking forget his name. He did a great racing game video just a few things ago. Ray something. God, someone in the chat will help me.
Okay.
But he did a fantastic video about old game Racefic.
Oh,
Racefic.
okay.
RACEVICK. So a while ago, he did a video based on, like, what is a dead game? What is actually, like,
what does that mean?
When people are like, haha, the population's down, is dead game. And so he took out a bunch of games that had like 10,000 active players, and it's like, is it a dead game? And the answer is like, absolutely not. Like 10,000 people is like more than enough. You sit there for a minute, you get into a match, right? Like, is it the best match? Is it the best like latency? No, but you don't need 800,000 people playing the game simultaneously, like League or Fortnite.
You're going to be queuing up with the same names over and over again, but still.
But you can play it, right? Concord, and this I do feel bad because I was trying to find gameplay and I found a gentleman who was like, all right, it was a VOD of his stream, and he was like, all right, let's play some matches in Concord. And he ran into what I'm of the opinion is the final kiss of death, like the final nail, in which Concord has 3 or 4 different modes. And he's like, oh, I want to play this mode. And that mode would not fill with players, period.
Yes. And Titanfall had this problem. Yeah.
And so then he eventually went to the team deathmatch equivalent. And after about a minute and a half was able to get into a match. And it's like, oh, you can't even get to the point where you can play anything other than the primary mode, and we're dealing with a couple hundred people. Oh, this thing's gonna like bleed out to the point where matches aren't gonna be joinable.
Yeah, the broken playlists, right? That's a huge thing. That sucks. Man. So I feel like there's a lot of like where and what could be the cause of this, but I think it's just the most glaringly obvious thing, which is I have not seen a game just visually, character design wise, look so unappealing.
Did you see the tweet that I made yesterday?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's exactly what we're talking about.
I can't believe how absolutely nothing I feel looking at the roster. And so
I made a tweet yesterday in which I mentioned that I had not actually seen most of Concord's characters. So I went and found an article that just had pictures of every single character on the roster, and then I cut them together in a grid and put them up on Twitter. And I am like astonished.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Nothing these designs are.
I mean, we've been talking about like, oh, who do you want to see in 2XKO, and you know, all these like safe and not safe picks, etc. I'm looking at this entire roster and it's washing right over me. It's crazy how unappealing this design is. I don't know, man. And I guess everyone else felt that way. I don't feel drawn at all.
So, and that's a problem because they're in the genre called hero shooter. And okay, Overwatch said, hey, What did Overwatch do? It put out a big fancy series of cinematics and goes, oh, wouldn't it be cool to play as Tracer?
Right.
Wouldn't it be cool to play as this gorilla? Wouldn't it be cool to play as this cowboy? And you went, yeah, actually, it seems like it would be really cool to play as those characters because they're really interesting. Marvel Rivals says, hey, it's fucking Spider-Man.
You know.
Shut up. You want to play as fucking Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to play as Spider-Man.
Can I do this thing? Can I swing? Yeah, you can. Okay. And that's the weird part is like looking here to I'm having this and like this whole story, this whole Concord event is crashing into me at the same time as checks notes.
Remember the name. Try and pull it.
Deadlock.
Pull it towards you.
Deadlock is happening at the same time.
Well, not only is it happening at the same time, because there were the articles of, wow, Concord's bombing super fucking hard. By the way, you're allowed to stream Deadlock right now, and me and like 40,000 people on Twitch were like, hey, by the way, we were in Deadlock the whole time. Do you want to look at Deadlock instead? And then you hit the Deadlock character roster, and like every single one of those is a banger.